Hello, students, and welcome. Today, we are starting a very interesting chapter from your Class 10 science syllabus. It's called Life Processes. And to begin with, we're going to look at a concept that is, well, it's the foundation for almost all life on our planet. We're talking about autotrophic nutrition. So, are you ready? Let's begin.
So, let's start with a simple question. Just think about it for a moment. We see plants all around us, don't we? In our gardens, in parks, on the roadside. But have you ever actually stopped and wondered, how do they get their food? I mean, you and I and all the animals, we have to find our food, we have to eat it. We have a mouth to do that. But what about plants? They're just standing in one place. So how are they getting their energy?
Well, the answer is actually quite amazing. You see, plants don't need to go looking for food at all. Why? Because they are like these little master chefs. They make their own food right there where they stand. And you know, this incredible ability is really the secret to understanding how most of life on Earth even exists.
Now, this special way of getting nutrition has a proper scientific name. It's called autotrophic nutrition. It might sound like a big, complicated word, but it's actually very simple if we break it down. Look, auto, that means self, and trophic, that relates to nutrition. So when you put them together, autotrophic nutrition simply means self-nutrition or self-feeding. It's any organism that can prepare its own food using very simple, inorganic raw materials from its surroundings. And this amazing, almost magical process of making food, well, it has a name that I am sure all of you have heard many times. It's called photosynthesis. So what exactly is photosynthesis? In very simple terms, it's the process where green plants use a few basic things from the environment around them. They take in sunlight for energy, they take carbon dioxide from the air, and they absorb water from the soil. And with these three things, they create their own food, which is a kind of sugar called glucose. And here's the best part, a wonderful byproduct for all of us. They release oxygen, the very gas that we need to breathe.
Okay, so if we think of photosynthesis as a recipe, like cooking a dish, what are the main ingredients that a plant needs? What goes into this special recipe of nature? Let's take a closer look.
So there are four main raw materials or ingredients that are absolutely essential. Number one, sunlight. This is the energy source, okay? Think of it like the stove. Number two, chlorophyll. This is a very special green-colored pigment, and we'll talk more about it in just a minute. Number three, carbon dioxide, or CO2. This is the gas that the plant takes in from the atmosphere. And number four, water, or H2O, which the roots of the plant absorb from the soil. Now, every cook needs a kitchen, right? So where does all this cooking happen inside the plant? Well, the kitchen for photosynthesis is inside tiny little structures within the plant cells, and these are called chloroplasts. The best way to imagine them is as tiny kitchens or factories, mainly in the leaves, where all the magic happens. All right, so inside these tiny kitchens, the chloroplasts, we find our master chef, and that is the special green pigment we mentioned earlier, chlorophyll. In fact, this is the very thing that makes plants look green. But its main job, its most important role, is to absorb the energy from sunlight. You can think of it like a solar panel, trapping the sun's energy. It's absolutely crucial, because without chlorophyll, the plant cannot capture any energy, and the whole process of photosynthesis just wouldn't even start. So, we now know what photosynthesis is and what it needs to happen. But let's think bigger for a moment. Why do we even care so much about this one process? I mean, it's just something that happens inside a leaf, right? Why is it so important for all of us and for the entire planet?
Well, its importance is huge. It's difficult to even explain how important it is. Let's look at two main reasons. First, photosynthesis is the primary source of all food on Earth. Think about it. Anything you eat, a fruit, a vegetable, even the meat from an animal that ate plants, all of that energy originally came from the sun and was captured by a plant through photosynthesis. And second, and this is a big one, it releases oxygen into the atmosphere. The oxygen that you and I are breathing right now, it's a gift from the plants. Without it, we couldn't survive. So you see, it really is the process that makes life on Earth possible.
All right, so let's do a quick revision of what we have learned today. We've learned that plants are autotrophs, which means they can make their own food. The process they use is called photosynthesis. And for this process to happen, they need four essential things. What are they? Sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide, and water. Simple enough, right? But hold on, this is just the first part of the story. Today, we learned what the plant needs, all the ingredients, but in our next session, we're going to dive deeper and find out how. How do all these ingredients actually come together? How does the plant cook its food? We will explore the actual events of photosynthesis that take place inside the leaf. So I hope you'll join me for that. See you in the next session.